Welcome students. This session is for MA Final Year English Literature Paper 8A, that is New Literatures in English. You all are already familiar with A.D. Hope as a writer, his poetic style, because we have already completed one poem by this Australian writer, that is Australia. This session deals with his second poem, that is The Death of the Bird, and the idea that Hope expresses in this is about death and the way the whole universe has a vast indifference towards it. All this idea is shown through the life of a migratory bird. Now let's have a look at poetic style of A.D. Hope, especially in this poem, The Death of the Bird. This poem was written around 1950 that saw a revival of neoclassicism, maybe because of partial influence of T.S. Eliot. It's a famous lyric poem of 20th century, and if you look at many works of literature in post-colonial times, we see that they deal with memories and sensations of characters who struggle for their identity issues and belongingness. They navigate between their memories, emotions, and sensations of homeland and try to assimilate themselves with the place of migration. This poem, in a similar manner, deals with aging and death and uses bird in migration as an extended metaphor. So the death of the bird has not the slightest trace of rigidity or archness or internal repression, quite unlike of neoclassicism. Its tone is quiet and restrained, but at the same time it flows outward from thought to thought, line to line, and stanza to stanza with complete assurance until its resolution has been fully achieved. So we are going to experience this as we go through the text of the poem. There is only one moment of rupture, and that moment is completely motivated and prepared by the theme. So we are going to experience this also, that how that moment of rupture is there in the poem. The poem has a classical finish, but at the same time, it seems a spontaneous outgrowth of poet's imagination and the overflow of deep feeling. So we, as readers, are going to see how much of poet's imagination and his overflow of feelings can be seen in this poem as it deals with death in general. As we look at the text of the poem, we see that A.D. Hope has used elegiac quatrains to express his idea, and elegiac quatrains means that every stanza is of 4 lines written in iambic pentameter, and somewhere it reminds us of Thomas Gray's famous poem Elegy Ridden Country Churchyard. Now, in this stanza, we see that the first line rhymes with the third, and the second line rhymes with the fourth one. That means it has alternative rhyme scheme, and every stanza ends in a period. Now, coming to the text, A.D. Hope writes that for every bird is this last migration. Once more, the cooling year kindles her heart with warm passage to the summer station. Love pricks the course in lights across the chart. Here, the poet is talking about a migratory bird, and this is the routine of her life, that in every winter it migrates to warmer areas, and right from the beginning we see that this bird is about to have her last migration because the end of her life is near. Now this bird that moves seasonally from one place to another in search of food and warmth, and now also the cooling year has come, and this has kindled in her heart a passion to once again migrate to the warmer summer station. She remembers the course of light, that is the navigation, and it pricks her that she should take again this immigration and reach to her summer station. Year after year, a speck on the map, divided by a whole hemisphere, summons her to come, season after season, sure and safely guided, going away, she's also coming home. This bird has taken up this migration year after year, that means multiple times. She has reached a particular place, which is a predetermined place, because here the poet is using the phrase speck on the map, that is a place where she has migrated year after year of her life, divided by a whole hemisphere, because she's moving from colder to warmer stations, so she's migrating to the other half of the earth that summons her to come. It appears as if the warmer areas invite her in the winter season to come there again and again, season after season, sure and safely guided. So she has been to this place, she has appeared in this place again and again, she has gone there season after season, and up till now her migration has been sure and quite safe. Going away, she is also coming home. And this is a very beautiful line of the stanza, because she has been to this place, to this predetermined place on earth so many times that it has become her other home, which looks like going away is actually a way of coming home. So both these places, the place where she basically lives, the place where she basically belongs, is also a home, as well as the place where she migrates season after season also becomes her second home. And being home, memory becomes a passion with which she feeds her brood and straws her nest, aware of ghosts that haunt the heart's possession and exile love mourning within the breast. After this bird has completed the migration, the memory of that earlier place where she was, it becomes a passion in her heart. And with this passion, with this memory, she feeds her young babies and builds the nest of straw to live in. As she is living in that place, the memory of the migrated place, it haunts her heart like ghosts, and this memory to again travel to that place is still hiding in her heart. A poet calls it as an exile love, that is, to come back again to that place is termed as exile love by the poet, which is hidden deep in her heart. The sands are green with a mirage of valleys. The palm trees cast a shadow not its own. Down the long architrave of temple or palace blows the cool air from moorland scraps of stone. This poem is written from the point of view of bird, and poet is trying to show that how much longing is there in the heart of bird to again migrate, because the winters are approaching, and this mourning and this longing has caused in the bird to see a mirage, that is illusion of valleys on sands. Perhaps this area where she is a desert. So this image that is given in this stanza is an illusionary palm tree, because it's casting a shadow in a very different manner to her, and she's able to feel this cool air, that is winter season approaching, from the place where she has built her nest, that is from the long drawn architraves of temple or palace, and in this scraps of stone she is able to feel the approach of winter, and the longing of going to that warmer station becomes heightened in her, and this bird, it starts getting illusions of the things around her. If we analyze these four stanzas, we see that A.D. hopes the death of the bird, it deals with aging and death, using a bird in migration as overarching metaphor. For every bird, there is this last migration. The line tells us, for this bird, death is near. tells it without sentimentally. The heavy weight of the line foreshadows what is to follow. Because right from the beginning, we know that this is the last migration and we know what can happen in this. The bulk of the poem introduces us to the inner life of the bird, memories, sensations she has experienced year after year in the same migration she is taking now. But this year, we know will be different. The poem itself individualizes the bird and therefore gives great dignity to its existence. Thanks for now. We'll continue this poem in my next session.